Today we're talking about Hajj. Now, if you're like me, you may have wondered, what is Hajj? What is Hajj? And what is it all about? Well, in order to understand Hajj, we have to first understand Prophet Ibrahim. Long ago, Prophet Ibrahim alayhi salam, he wanted something more than anything. And he would make dua. He would pray and pray, morning until evening, for one thing, and that was a baby. He would say, Ya Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, I love you, I care for you. I do whatever it is that you ask me to do, but all I want from you is a baby. Now here's the thing. Prophet Ibrahim prayed not just for 1 year or 2 years or 5 years or 10 years. He prayed for years and years and years and years, up until the time when he became very old. He became very old and he began to think to himself, am I ever going to have a baby? And one day, his wife, Lady Hajar, may Allah be pleased with her, gave him some good news. She said, "Oh, Prophet Ibrahim alayhi salam, I'm pregnant, we're having a baby." Prophet Ibrahim said, "Oh my goodness, we're having a baby." He was excited, his du'as were answered. And soon, this little baby boy named Ismail entered into the world. And he was beautiful. His face shined like the moon. His mouth radiated with a smile. And Ibrahim alayhi salam looked to Allah and said, "Ya Allah, thank you." But a time came, as this baby got a little bit older, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala asks Prophet Ibrahim. He asked Prophet Ibrahim and his wife Hajar, along with this baby Ismail, to travel into a desert. And when they get into this desert, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala asks Prophet Ibrahim to leave his wife and leave his baby in the middle of this desert. Now I want you to imagine. You look from side to side, and all you can see is this tan and gold sand. And when you look up at the sky, you see a full sun beating on your face, not even one cloud in the sky. And when you smell, you get this dust that comes into your mouth and your throat starts to feel dry because there's so much sand and it's so hot because you're in the middle of a desert. Now in this moment, Lady Hajar, may Allah be pleased with her, sees Prophet Ibrahim alayhi salam and he's walking away. So she calls on him. She says, "Oh, Ibrahim alayhi salam, where are you going?" Now, Prophet Ibrahim continues to walk away. Lady Hajar looks at him and she says, "Oh, Ibrahim alayhi salam, where are you going?" Prophet Ibrahim continues to walk. Lady Hajar says again, she says, "Oh, Prophet Ibrahim alayhi salam, where are you going, leaving us in this desert, me and this baby with nothing? Are you leaving because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has asked you?" And at this, Prophet Ibrahim turns around. Now, can you imagine for this father? His entire life, all he wanted was this baby. All he had prayed for was this baby Ismail alayhi salam. And he finally had this baby, and not just any baby, a baby that radiated like the moon, a baby who when he smiled it lit up the entire world, like this baby was a special one. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala asked Prophet Ibrahim to leave him, to leave this baby and his mother in the desert. And so Prophet Ibrahim turns around and tells Hajar, tells Hajar that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has asked him to leave Hajar and the baby in this desert. And he continues to walk away. It couldn't have been easy. It would have been so tough. But Prophet Ibrahim, Khalilullah, the friend of Allah, because Allah asked him to do it, he did it. Now time passes, and Lady Hajar and the baby are alone in this desert. And soon, it's not Lady Hajar who gets thirsty, but it's the young baby. Ismail alayhi salam, this prophet, starts getting thirsty. And so this prophet, this little baby, begins to cry. And anyone who has a little younger baby brother or sister knows that sound of a baby who's crying. Not crying because he's just whining, but crying because he's hungry, crying because he's thirsty, crying because he needs something. And so this mother, this wife of a holy prophet, she doesn't just sit there. No, she looks to the right and she sees that there's a mountain. She thinks to herself, maybe if I go to the top of the mountain, maybe there'll be some water. Maybe there'll be some people. Maybe there'll be something. So in the middle of this barren desert, while the sun is beating on her face, the sweat is dripping down her cheek, she doesn't walk, no, she runs. She runs 4.5 football fields to the top of this mountain. And when she gets there, no water, no people, no nothing. But the baby's still crying. So she says, what can I do? She looks into the distance and she sees another mountain. And she thinks to herself, maybe if I get to that mountain, maybe there'll be some water. Maybe there'll be some people. Maybe there'll be something. So in the middle of this desert, while the sun is beating down her face, while the sweat is dripping down her cheek, this wife of a holy prophet, this mother, she runs as fast as she can to the top of this other mountain. But when she gets there, there's no water, there's no people, there's no nothing. Now she starts to get worried. This mother, as her baby is crying, she says, what can I do? I can't stop. I've got to do something. So she thinks again, maybe if I go to that other mountain again, maybe there's some water there again. I don't know, maybe I didn't see it, or maybe there's some people there now. So she goes again and she runs as fast as she can in the middle of this barren desert, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. 7 times Lady Hajar runs. And finally, after the 7th time, the angel Jibreel appears in front of Hajar, and she says, oh Hajar, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is pleased with you, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will take care of you. And underneath where her little baby Ismail was kicking and crying emerged a spring of water, and that water gushed forth, and that water was so much that it gave birth to an entire city. That water is called Zamzam. Zamzam means stop, stop. Because that water gushed so much that they started saying Zamzam. They started saying, stop, stop, this is too much water. And ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, that water still gushes today. It gushes in the city of Mecca, and because of this water, it gave birth to this entire city of Mecca. Now I'm going to finish the story, but before I finish the story, I got to get the lights. Give me one moment. Okay, I'm back. Now, here's the thing. Remember when I started and I said, look, when you sacrifice for the sake of Allah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gives you something so much better. Like when I gave that blanket and I thought, oh my goodness, Allah's going to give me something so much better, and He gave me the chance to tell you this story today. Well, Prophet Ibrahim alayhi salam also sacrificed. Remember, he was in that desert and he said, you know what? I'm going to give my boy, this boy that I have wanted forever. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, you've asked me to do it, so I will do it. And you know what? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala was so happy with Prophet Ibrahim, so happy with Lady Hajar, that from that point up until the end of times, Muslims every single year go back to Mecca. And they walk in the steps of Prophet Ibrahim alayhi salam. They walk in the steps of Lady Hajar, may Allah be pleased with her. They walk in both of their steps. Why? Because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala was so happy with them that Allah wanted to give him something so amazing. And so Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, because Ibrahim sacrificed, gave him something so amazing that every year we remember him and we remember his wife. And not only that, Ibrahim alayhi salam asked Allah. He said, Ya Allah, give me something. And you know what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says? He said that because you have done so much, that for the history of time, he would put the prophethood, the leaders within his lineage. And so after Ibrahim, all of the prophets are from his children. So for example, Ismail, his son, right? And Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings be on him, is from that family of Prophet Ibrahim as well. So anyways, it's the story of when you do good, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gives you something so much better.